Hello everyone, today I'm going to make this anime inspired scene in Blender. Now to get started with this project straight ahead, I'm going to start with the modeling. Now this project is not very modeling intensive, which is why I'm not focusing on this part. I'm going to fast forward it. You can just skip this part and go to the compositing of this project, which is where the actual magic happens. Now with this project, I wanted to make the house look like it was a miniature version of a house, which is why I have made the roof tiles, the doors, the windows larger than they should be in proportion to a building. Basically, inside a 3D software, you can't tell what the size of a thing is until you have something to compare it with. Basically, we want something that signifies that humans in this world basically are larger than the house, and to do that we'll take the smallest things and make them larger than they should be. Basically, a human hand can only make things so small, so when they are larger in proportion to the building, it looks as though the building itself is a small thing. This is actually the exact opposite of what we do when we build megacities. When we build megacities, we do not actually scale the buildings to the size that we want them to look like. Instead, what we do is make the markers of human size way smaller, like the cars, the street lights, or things like that. Basically, your tallest building in a megacity can actually just be 1 meter tall, but it can look as if it's really big if you make the things that signify what size a human is very small. One really good thing to do here is to plan out your modifiers in advance. Basically, when you are building an environment, it takes a lot of modeling, it takes a lot of fine tuning to make the environment look good. So try to put as much work as you can onto the modifiers, and that will save you a lot of time and a lot of work. Now, I don't think this is any sort of pro tip, but I'm just going to put it out here that you can sculpt in Blender without turning Dino Turbo on. And that will not change your mesh, that will not change the topology of your mesh or add vertices to your mesh. And you can just shape your model with the help of sculpt tools and retain the topology basically. I doubt that this is some sort of pro tip, but since I was never told about this, I'm just going to put it out here. I really like this method of making a tree. So basically I've taken metaballs and I've shaped them in the shape of a tree silhouette, and I have then turned them into meshes and added a hair particle system. Now instead of individual hair strands, I want them to be leaves, so I go to the object settings here, and instead of rendering it as hair strands, I render it as object, and I add the leaf that I modeled as the object here, and there it is, simple tree. Now you can also add a collection if you want some sort of variation, which is what I've done with the bushes that are creeping out of the window. I have added a flower and a leaf into a collection, and then I instanced that collection to that metaball mesh. Now the real magic here is done with the Blender compositor, so I'm just going to explain the setup here. So first of all, you go to the render preview mode. As you can see, I've already done the compositing. Usually this compositor setting is set to disabled. Just turn it to always, and yes, I'll show you step by step how it looks. Like right now, with all of the compositing done, this is how your final scene should look like, but originally it looks like this. So you see, this is more realistic, and it has this you can perceive the depth, and it's just more 3D, so to say. So first of all, I add a Quahara node which blurs the scene to make it look like it was painted. As you can see the blurriness over here. Then to that I add a bilateral blur which blurs the scene according to an image that I've fed here to this to the determinator. Now I mix this original image, this image, with this filtered image, this image that has gone through this blurring, and we get this because I don't want it to be so blurry that you like you lose all the details. So this adds a sort of soft glow, which is what I wanted here. Then in the next step I sharpen a little bit of these details here. As you can see, as a mixture as a result of mixing this Quahara and this diamond sharpen node, what we get is a level of flatness, because your Quahara node blurs the details and makes it look painted and in a sense also flat. If you compare these two images, you can see it. There is, along with that brush stroke effect, it also adds a sort of flatness to your image. And then adding diamond sharpness here makes it look little bit sketchy and flat. Now I have I added this brightness node at the end to balance the colors for the final product. So right now I'm just going to ignore this one, and I'm going to move on to the other part of this scene. Now again we take the image and feed it to the Quahara node and get this look, but this time I also add a posterize node. You can see this makes it look it just separates the color and makes it look some sort of I guess retro, and you'll see exactly why this is very necessary. When we multiply this is what I get. I wanted these lines at the back, and you see, so far with the lower half of this setup, it was what we were getting was this flat kind of look in the terms of the depth of the image. But here we get that flatness also in colors. Now, adding a glare node, we get that perfect sunset glow. Depending upon your scene, you can have this or have it removed. I prefer having a glare node even when it's a night scene, because the night lights look pretty nice with a glare node. Then I have an exposure node to balance everything at the end, and I have animated this for the final render that I created. This unsharp mark in the lower half here adds a few line details, just what we wanted. And then I mix both of these images together, and there you go. You can adjust this factor here to adjust the level of softness. I prefer mine somewhere around here. And there you go. Your anime inspired scene is ready. I hope you liked it. I hope this helped. And I'll see you in the next video with another cool project.